If you were on the webinar from fragmentation to orchestration, thank you. What a conversation. Three key themes kept surfaced. One, the gap is connection, not capability. The second was orchestration is not consolidation. And the third was that AI it changes the whole equation now. So in the next few minutes, I want to show you exactly how we solve this, the platform live. Let's go. So I'm showing you here, this is the launchpad. This is the first page you see when you sign into the platform. Those are over 40 agentic workflow that you get across the 5 critical governance domains, from sustainability governance to integrated risk, enterprise risk, and internal audit, to board governance, AI governance, and cyber and resilience. So starting with the integrated enterprise risk management and how that orchestrates across different functions. So the integrated risk and the internal audit covers 3 critical functions: the enterprise risk management, the internal audit, and internal controls in one single workflow. So this is the dashboard that you see for your existing engagement as a user, and you can also search in each single specific engagement. So it's engagement specific to gain insights within each engagement. It orchestrates your risk taxonomy and it's customizable along with your audit universe and risk appetite, customizing and tailoring your risk appetite, including also the escalation rules for notification and articulating the function, the internal audit and the risk management function, as well as managing the independence and the impairment for each single engagement, as well as it's aligned with the internal audit vision 2035. The system is future looking and balancing advisory and assurance. It also orchestrates the risk assessment process across all the functions. So here comes your interactive risk register, as well as the way you identify and assess risks. So AI would help you to identify your risks and according to your own context. So once you fill all of those, it also connects your risks to the strategic objectives. So it embeds the COSO ERM in the workflow, and it also connects that with your specific regulatory obligations across the organization, either regulatory obligations or policy obligations. Then you start to assess your risks, and that will also, once we save that, it will be reflected in your heat map and your risk assessment here. It allows for deliberation, so you can collaborate with your colleagues across the organization, so you don't need to send them emails out of the system. Additionally, it also orchestrates the risk treatment, and also AI here assesses the potential, quantifies the unmitigated risks, the potential for unmitigation. So it provides here the details. So this is the figure. If we don't mitigate that risk, for example, that's AI estimation, but you can also amend that based on any actual information that you may have. And then within that, also the system orchestrate and provide you your bow tie analysis for every single risk in the system. So all your bow tie is available, downloadable for every single risk in the system. Your internal control library has been orchestrated across all functions with the risk management view or internal audit view or internal control over financial reporting view. Also, it orchestrates and connects all your controls with all your obligations. So you can see your obligations or control view. And then here comes the internal audit. This is if internal audit is separate from the risk and compliance functions, then this is where internal the role-based control is separated as well. So if we choose here, now the agent is inactive. If we choose a draft plan, the agent has been activated, and this agent is your audit planning agent. Once we activate the agent will read all the context, all the previous risks, all the risk registers, and propose an internal audit plan full. So I can accept now engagement by engagement, and they will all be added to the engagements here. I can view the plan in a Gantt chart or a table, and I can amend all of those details and resources in the plan. So this is a real orchestration now. Internal audit has been orchestrated and on a risk-based approach. So now we can, here you can select the engagement, and your risk control matrix is being populated for that engagement using your agents, or you can add additional rows to that. Comes the finding auditors, the main backbone here for each engagement and each finding. So the findings are structured in accordance with the global internal audit standards in the 5 C's structure, where you have the criteria, condition, and the AI also can help you to draft, and you can continuously amend all of those. It also allows you to do a detailed root cause analysis as well as success cause analysis. So it's also future looking, mapping all your working papers per finding, also managing the management recommendation and deliberation collaboration across. So it can generate all reports, not only engagement reports in editable version, but also it can generate the audit committee reports, which is now, and you can customize the period for that, as well as generates the internal control statement. The system have an intelligent follow-up on all actions and remediation action plans. The system also is capable of assessing all the evidence being added in the system. You can see the evidence checked here, checking the relevance of each evidence being uploaded by the business against the respective finding. So this was random document, hence the relevance is 0. The feature can also be turned off or on based on the business need. All updates from the business are being evaluated even before the auditors touch that. So that's an example of the orchestration. Moving on to another area, for example, let's say third-party risk management, and how this is one of the areas that the fragmentation problem is really most acute, the third-party risk management. So a supplier fails, the first call goes to procurement, the second goes to legal, the third goes to business continuity management, and nobody had complete picture. So we made this easy, where we simply enter that third party name, we have their country and the sector that they operate and the relationship with us, and we start to add this information. So AI also can help us to add this information if we have any specific information about them. Then comes here the agentic capability. So I can, for that client, for example, let's see Meti, I can say Meti, for example, our agentic capability now is live. If searching for all Meti live, all public registers. So now the search, our agent has searched all the sources and global registers for that. So now our agentic intelligence module has run that automatically. It queries all the global registers, all sanctions lists, adverse media, ESG disclosure database, cyber posture records, all concurrently. You can see all of that. I can approve part of it or approve all of this data that has been now added on file, and our agent can read all of that for your third-party risk assessment. And we can, based on that, we can continue the process. We can also conduct a detailed human rights assessment, or we can also move on to other areas of the business and complete the assessment. Now that the initial risk assessment has been conducted, that assessment will also continuously be monitored here live. When the risk scores has changed, you will get notified, the user will get notified, all different users across all the different functions will be notified for that. And also you can generate specific either regulatory reports or your own enterprise compliance reports for that supply. That's an example, just a quick example of that. So going also to the intelligence layer, the intelligence center, where you have all your executive, what really matters to your executives, all your KPIs, all your strategic objectives are all being reflected on a real-time basis to provide you the real-time insights that you want, as well as the foresights. Also, we have the intelligence, the predictive capability here. But this is also integrated with Power BI, so its integration with Power BI is always available. So what I have showed you was the real-time insights, but also you can get the predictive analytics based on that, so you can also predict for the upcoming 6 months or 1 year all the bottlenecks and concentrate the risks in your value chain, and third-party risk management. The system is enterprise ready, and also it's available in multiple languages. And the structure, the organizational structure allows for multi-entity, multi-sector organizations to be configured and provide granular results. With that, I think there is a lot to be said, but I would like to conclude with that here, that the panelist named the challenge. You have just seen part of the solution, from audit to risk, business continuity, third-party risk management. It's all in one data layer. So it's one workflow engine, one source of truth. Independence is preserved, orchestration is achieved. So every challenge the panelist named, from fragmentation, information integrity, the gap between paper and performance, this is the architecture that closes that gap, and its intelligence infrastructure. If you would like to see this in more detail against your own risk and audit program, we can have a structured conversation in 30 minutes. Simon can arrange that. Details are in the email that came with this recording. Thank you for your time, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you.